Hi friends, Happy New Year. I love a fresh start. I love a blank page. I love an invisible line. However, my sense of time, like dates, calendars, hours passing, has been so broken for so long that I don't know if it's ever coming back. You could tell me it's October 2027 and I'd be like, sounds right, I don't know. I felt lost in a wash of weekdays, nothing really changing from one day to the next. I guess I've been waiting for something to happen to make it feel like time is going by in the way that it used to. Big flashing signposts that say you are here, the kind that you look back on to talk about a life. Start a new year whenever you need, past me might have said. But it feels like the year keeps starting over in like a Groundhog Day kind of way. At least that's one of the stories that I've been telling. But there's another story, one that starts for me in the fall of 2021. I've recently gone freelance, and about a month in, I realized that if I don't leave my apartment and literally touch grass, I am not going to have a good time of it. So I put my money where my mouth is, hoping that if I plunk down the $65 for an annual botanical garden membership, I'll feel at least guilted into going about once a month. But it turns out that I really like it here. The way everything falls quiet, the smell of pine, the way that on a weekday morning the world feels like it belongs to a handful of retired white women and me. Unlike the 4 distinct seasons I learned via tree-based craft project in kindergarten, I noticed that something is always changing. The light coming back in the evenings, snowdrops and garlic mustard into forsythia into lilacs, the mourning doves making their nest on the windowsill, cherry blossoms, bluebells and peonies, the sky getting papered over in a translucent layer of green, opening the window at night and then closing it, the squirrels getting chubby, hawthorn berries, goldenrod and aster and seasonal depression, and then witch hazel and blood-twigged dogwood, and then the light coming back again. I started taking these walks because I wanted a better sense of place, to not feel like I could have just been typing away at a studio apartment anywhere. I wanted to be a better neighbor. I wanted to feel like I lived in this city and not just at it. And it worked. It did. I started noticing new friends everywhere and the plants that seemed to follow me around. I noticed that the smell I associated most closely with New York was not hot pee and concrete stairwell, but the honeyed air on a spring night that wafts from what I learned were linden trees. Sure, the last thing the internet needs is more content romanticizing New York, but I don't think it was about romanticizing it. I think it was about making the place more tangible, less of a dreamy idea and more real people on real sidewalks and the real stalks of mugwort sprouting up in between them. What I didn't expect is that paying this kind of attention would also change my sense of time. See, for me, time stopped moving in the way that I expected because nothing big was happening at once. Disembodied news events crackled across my feeds and timelines. Meanwhile, I lived day in and day out in the same room. No milestones, no travel, no accomplishments that seemed worthy of note. The ways that I used to mark time, in quarters and deadlines, in gold stars and red circles, all of that fell apart. There's no big memorable moments, just a lot of small ones. There's always something happening. Not in the main character of Twitter way, but in the way that no day passes that something isn't peeking up from the ground or budding out or dropping seeds. There are no abrupt changes, and there's no standing still. Each big thing is a lot of small things, and then finally you see it. You've become something else too. In comments, tell me about your relationship to time and how it's changed over the past couple of years. Are there any unusual or special ways that you use to understand the passing of time? And since another year's gone by, I would like to say an extra special thank you to the Radish Collective who support this channel in its entirety. If you join the Radish Collective by the end of February, I will write you a little postcard to say thank you, and I will send it to you in the mail, because I would quite literally not have health insurance without the Radish Collective, so it is truly the least I can do. Patrons also get extras like monthly newsletters and playlists, behind the scenes notes and drafts, book recommendations, doodles, zines, and a private Discord community. If none of that sounds cool or you can't swing it, I get it, the economy, but if that does sound good to you, thank you so much for helping me sustain this career as a writer. That is the end of the pitch. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next week. Bye.